blaze high, wander free, chasing skies, endless breeze, footsteps loud, river bends, climbing proud, no pretense, adventure calls through the haze, heart and throats, blazing ways. Maps unfold, paths unknown, courage bold, seeds are sown, winds that scream, mountains near, dreams redeemed, no more fear, adventure calls through the haze, heart and throats, blazing ways.
Hello everyone, how's it going? How we doing? I will be doing Rexxanna, but there were some things I just did the news like before stream, so I got a lot of news items on my mind, and I like compulsively. Hold on, go down. No, almost there. Okay. And then this goes down. Only this bothers me. But yes, I did indeed take 73 million damage from a Cthulhu beam. I think that's my personal best. It wasn't my fault, but I was the recipient of the full wrath of Cthulhu on a botched pull. Parody, you will get it. You will get it. Don't worry. But there are certainly a couple news items I wanted to point out and talk about. I'm not going back to doing like live news yet. The spirit hasn't moved me. I'm still doing radio news. Those have still been weekly, but there were some things that came across my desk that I think are worth mentioning. This is just the appetizer. Although, hold on. Select all, deselect all. Hold on, where is it? And then if we do damage done, I got number 1 once. It's not the best. To be fair, I did beat a Scythe of Elune wearing Boomkin. I'm very much a fire mage. Oh wait, no, is it? Oh, it's control tab? Yeah. So something, if you are, I guess, I don't know how fire warlocks work. Maybe Lizzie Babs can let me know. But this item, which is all bugged out right now, the True Band of Sulphurous has this proc that's way more likely on fire spells. It gives you haste. So I was doing this thing that it really worked out on Oro, where I would pop my Mind Quickening Gem, my Troll Racial, True Band of Sulphurous, which is very often on, and I would use a haste potion. I was getting my fireballs to sub 2 seconds. Let me tell you, I think that's how I won that particular race. When it all works out, it all works out. And then when I would get enough crits, I would send a Pyroblast, which I probably shouldn't have done, but I actually saw a Pyroblast that was like 0.8 seconds. That was wild. So I had a lot of fun last night. But no, just so you guys know, like I do have some tier 3 here, some 2.5. I only have Brimstone, which is still good, don't get me wrong, but I was up against Duathwood, who's an absolute beast, so I was really excited I beat him out. I don't think he flashed. I flashed, so I think that's why I won. But I was a little peek into that. Yes, I was blasting. Oh, really? You think so, Lizzie Babs? Did someone confirm that? I hadn't heard that myself. I don't doubt it, but it would be cool if we did get Juju Flurry, which would help us spell casting. Also, hello, it was Lizzie Babs, Onega, Dan. Oh, Dan, it's already playing? By the way, oh, hi. Everyone say hi to Dan. He's in the YouTube chat. Big friend of the stream. Big supporter. Here's something. Dan, you didn't mention it, but you didn't catch my Easter egg in last week's news. So I'm assuming you weren't mad when I just slipped a song in. Yeah? Hi, Feronia. Also, hello, Sonic, as well. Yes, I actually did do that. Last week, the news was really slow. So I had, like, a very small little top news segment. And then I'm like, I got time to kill. Here's a song from the Lord of the Rings soundtrack. the Enya one. That's one of my favorite tracks from the from that soundtrack. So I'm like, I'll slip it in. Let's see if anyone even notices. No one seemed to notice. Not even Dan. So that's good. Dan owes you a pack of smokes? Well, you live closer to him than I do. I say you go shake him down, no Feroz. What else did I have here on the news? A couple news items. This was... By the way, this is something that comes up every now and then. Do report it. It is something that gets fixed. If you ever see, like, an herb node, a mining node, or a mob that's underground, this is one of the ones that's getting fixed this week. I had a lot of fun writing the radio script for this particular story. Wait, I made fun of your ads, Snow Froze? I didn't know that. Yeah, I think I was making fun of the Twitch ads. I don't think I've seen an ad you've done. I don't even know how to run ads. That's how professional I am. Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know how it works. I'm assuming Twitch just does stuff. Like, streaming can't be free. So. Okay, Dan, so when I snuck the song in, I did that knowing you only listened to the first part. I knew that, so the Enya song's at the end of the top news segment from last week. There's no music in this week. Don't worry. This was an interesting one. This one's that's also going to get fixed this week. I think this is the one. So, this is something that I think more Horde players know about. Not the actual exploit, but the actual existence of this quest. Very early on in Durotar, you do a quest where you have to go to, like, there's some, like, Menethil humans who are, like, not listening to the orders, and they're in a keep. You have to kill Benedict, then you get a key, and then there's a chest on top of the keep that you open up. However, if you're a rogue with lockpicking, they're fixing it now, but you can go there and you can keep lockpicking to all the way up to 300. Glad that one's getting fixed. Although it's kind of a bummer because you know what? You know what is tough? Leveling and lockpicking sometimes. There are a couple spots, and if you ever do find yourself in a hole with lockpicking, reminder, there is a pair of gloves that gives +5 lockpicking. I forget the name of it, but it exists. So it can help you get over like a level hump if you ever need it. And let's see. Oh, yeah. So one other thing I did for the news this week, I talked about Tel'abim had their first Horde side Mephistroph kill. I'm just updating you guys that this isn't like a drama alert or anything, but this video was making its rounds. What you see here is it just looks like you have like a druid just making a pull. What actually happened is during a server crash, this team error, Meph was like glitching out. And so some people on the team, on the error team, like submitted tickets, and they did indeed have a GM actually pull for them. Just so you guys know, like that is something they don't normally do. The only reason I'm bringing attention to it is because that is going very much above and beyond for a GM. Like, they could technically get in trouble for that, but I think it's great to see GMs sticking their neck out and recognizing, to some extent, how, like, important getting that first meth kill is for error. So, shouts out to the GM who did that. That was really great. And it all ended up working out. They did get the meth kill. Not on that poll, on one later. But that was an interesting story, because there was a bunch of miscommunication going around. You kind of pick up a little bit of it from this little screen grab, because there were people on the team who were like, no, GMs can't pull for you. What are you talking about? And then Error's like, nope, one did. Anyway. I want to plug. I don't think I've actually spoken to this DJ. I know we have a new DJ or two. Their name is suspiciously close to Anduin, but it's not Anduin. 1800 server time every Thursday, which is easier for my brain to remember. They're going to be playing metal. I love metal. I think this is great. I love live DJ sets. This is amazing. So, if you didn't know about this, now you know. Make yourself available if you enjoy metal. I'm not like a gigantic metalhead. I'm not like a scene kid or anything, but I have a healthy appreciation, especially for like, my tastes are like early Metallica, Metalocalypse, a little bit of symphonic metal. I like Mastodon is also good. I'm kind of all over the place with metal, but anyway. So you guys are aware. Spread the word. Anytime you're a new DJ, you're getting set up, you're trying to immerse yourself with the community. It's good if they have some friendly faces, they have some people excited about them. It'll mean a lot. So if you can, if you're available, see if you can tune in. Loch Ness, I love Death Clock. There are two bands that I've seen more than once in my entire life. One is Tenacious D, and the other one's Death Clock. Death Clock, for anyone who doesn't know, is like not really a band. It's like it's more a show called Metalocalypse, done by Brendan Small, he's a huge metalhead. He's made all this music for this fictitious band Death Clock. However, he and other people in like studio musicians and stuff will actually go on tour. They don't dress up like their cartoon avatars. They just play Death Clock songs. I have seen them twice. It's amazing. I love Death Clock. And so. Is it Brendan Smalls? I thought it was Brendan Small without the S. I could be wrong. Mermaider. I think, man, also, if you like Death Clock, but notice like the show like stopped at a certain point, I really suggest you should check out that first movie they had. It's like a metal opera. It's actually really good. It's one of my favorite pieces of like metal ever. So it's not plural? Okay. Thank you. I thought so. I wasn't sure. But Brendan Small's very talented as well. I think for like the albums and for the stuff they use in the show, I think it's all Brendan Small doing all the different instrumentation and then like layering it together. I think he does drums. I'm not sure, but he does everything else. Anyway, one other thing I wanted to bring to everyone's attention. When I was doing news this week, herbalism. Yikes. So this is from mid-January to now. This is a pretty big jump. Now this has, I think, almost all the herbs in the index. There's a couple like weird ones that dropped, but I want to make people aware. It's not you. Prices on herbs are still going up, and if it's a supply thing, if there's not enough people farming, it's hard to say. If it's market fixing, it is hard to say because the volumes are so huge. It is difficult to tell. I do have some other stuff from the same time period though. This was the one that has dropped like a rock. In the same time, Plague Bloom just. The thing is, when you need it, you normally need it's either from Elixir of the Mongoose and Mage Blood, but those persist, so you actually don't need that many of them. So I mean, that's part of it, and also they drop in healthy amounts on Lashers. Grom's Blood has been staying even, except for like just recently. You can see it just drops off of a face of a cliff right there. I don't know what's going on with that one. That spike you see right in the middle though, I think that's, yeah, you see it's early April. That price spike was because the Elixir of Demon Slaying requires a lot of Grom's Blood. So I think people interested in having that as a consumable, because there's a lot of demons in Horde. I know Gnarl Moon counts as one. Mephistroph does. I think there's one or two others, so that probably is what created that spike, but other than just recently it dropped. So this is one that I've been harping on about for a while. Dreamfoil's high. Recently there was a tiny drop, but it's still high. Anytime it gets around 1 gold a Dreamfoil, that's kind of wild, because greater nature protection potions, mana potions, flasks of supreme power. There's a few other I'm forgetting actually right now too. But this is expensive, and they drop in okay amounts in Lashers, but I don't think they drop in amounts that are keeping up with demand. So, and also oddly enough, Mountain Silver Sage has started going back up again, and I actually don't know what this is about. In the past, I kind of grouped it together with Plague Blue. By the way, these are all Nordanaar numbers. If you're on Tel'abim, it's kind of like the market's small enough. It's like whatever. Hello, Dip Rip. Oh, is Cruel? Yeah, okay, yeah, Cruel. Thank you. And parody, that's fine. But the thing is that if all you do is if all many people do is farm herbs, logically, the price would go down. The market would be flooded with herbs, and in order to sell your stock, you'd have to price them lower. We're not seeing that. I don't, if you go farming and you're like, boy, I got 60 Dreamfoil, what am I going to do with it? And you look at the auction house and you go, wow, they're going for 1 gold. I'll put mine at 1 gold 20. You don't do that because you know they won't sell. You put it like just under 1, or you can go even lower too if you want like a quick sale. But so that's I'm not seeing that reflected, is what I'm saying. So Black Lotus is usually the big market driver for my herbalism index. This roughly matches what's been going on with the herbalism index. However, this portion right here, it actually dropped a little bit. Much of the part here for the herbalism index, oh, not this one. You'll see that like some of the spots, it doesn't match up perfectly because Dreamfoil was picking up some of that slack. But more or less, Black Lotus does represent where the herbalism index is going to go. Just because the way I do my indexes, I take all the herbs, and then I add the value together and divide it by the number of herbs. But the thing is that Black Lotus, even though it's only 1, its price is so much different that it tends to sway things pretty heavily. So anyway, that's those are the news items I had. Also, no Feroz. I wasn't a huge fan of home movies, but it's good. Who's that voice actor that did the coach that later did Archer? I love him. He has a great voice. I like his stuff. All right. So now we got some news items out of the way. I feel good. I feel like I can start actually playing the game. Let me get this all fixed up here. There it is. Glad you dropped engineering for alchemy. Yeah, I mean, Loch Ness, there's definitely a game there to be played with sort of getting the price added for making particular potions and stuff. Welcome, by the way, to Blackwing Guard Guild Base. I'm here in Burning Step? Right, it's Burning Step, yeah. No way, Slips, really? Also, Slips, I didn't know. You're from Worcester? Or you're from the Worcester area? Or we live pretty close. I'm not in Mass, but pretty close. Worcester. I have exactly 0 quests here. However, you see all these quests over here? I want to check these out. This is an expansion area called Carfang Hold. It's a continuation of the Dark Iron Orcs story. Some of them broke off from Rend and were like, we can see the black dragons are just controlling you, so we're good. They pieced out. So I wanted to try doing some of their quests. Is that? Yep, that is a nice human. Wait, does the tea go out to Worcester? I would imagine it would. Yep. Yeah, Slips, I'm New England gang. No Feroz and Dan are New England gang. Bunch of New Englandites here. We will not speak of which states we're from. I mean, you said you're Worcester, so we all know Mass. But I only say that because I'm embarrassed of the state I live in. You know what? I'll say what state I live in, but you'd have to be a New Englandite to know, so don't say it in chat. But I'm the only New England state that doesn't have recreational cannabis legal. I don't even smoke this stuff. It's just stupid. Yeah. Hold on, I gotta put Misha away for a second here. By the way, I have even while leveling off stream with Murog, I will still do that because the headcanon is that I'm riding Misha wherever I'm going. Oh, I gotta be careful. These guys are actually pretty close to my level or higher. I am level 54. Shout outs to... There were 2 paladins that were just derping around, and Murog and I, we were talking about, like, you know, where can we go level and stuff like that. And we're like, oh, like, we're at the right level for Hateforge Quarry. And the 2 paladins were like, oh, we can go do a Hateforge Quarry. And I'm like, oh, cool. They are very well geared. I'm at a level now where, like, I'm going to be playing with level 60, so it's not boosting as much as it would be when I'm, like, you know, going to Razorfen Crawl and I have, like, a 60 carrying me. Now it's like, I still need to participate and contribute, Although I am fully convinced that those two paladins could have just duoed the whole thing. So got a lot, but I did get a lot of experience points from it, so that was nice. I'll let you know, Parody. I should be okay for right now. I mean, I'm just doing. I wanted to check out the quests at level for Karfang Hold. I know one of them's gonna require me to like go all over creation because part of understanding that area is getting introduced to like what this particular splinter tribe of the clan of the Blackrock clans doing there, and if memory serves, like they want proper introductions made to the Horde, which they see as the new Horde. So you know you have to do messenger boy stuff for a while on that one. Is Murog a goblin lock? No. Well, her lock is an orc. The one I've been playing with her is a goblin mage named Calzi. I'm looking forward to him too, Parody. Murog, I think, is also like at least a level ahead of me, so I'm not worried about catching up or overtaking her very quickly. She'll be back a little earlier than normal for my Tuesday streams, but she also did like some super intensive training for her work, so I don't know if she'll be in the mood at all to do anything, so I'll leave it up to her. So I can totally work on this stuff on my lonesome, and that's fine. You know, Rexxanna has been on this path for a while now, but she's more than happy to bear her struggles by herself. She's been happy to have Calzi, but no, she's not a no main. She's a goblin. I would never make that mistake. Although, to this day, whenever I'm doing anything with her, I will literally force a purple diamond mark over her head, because if there's like thigh-high grass, I just can't see her. I normally keep like nameplates and stuff off, so that part of that's on me, but it is funny. I can just fight you. Okay, well, can I fight both of you? Explosive trap? Let's go. I should have Misha out, but I was riding Misha, so. I think I got a new rank of something that I was kind of excited about. It wasn't a big deal break. Oh, I got a new rank of explosive trap. That's the one I'm excited about. No froze. That's a hard one, man. I generally a bit of this is tongue-in-cheek, mind you, but I often caution people trying to get their partners into playing WoW, only because sometimes it's difficult to deal with your partner or your spouse being better at you than at the game. But if your ego can take that hit, I think it's fine. And if your ego can take that hit, then you can probably have healthy, good conversations about, hey, it looks like you've been playing a bit much. I'd like to be carried too. Murog's taller than me. I don't know if she's stronger, but she could probably pick me up if she wants. I'd like to be carried. I'm gonna read some of these. Raider Fargosh. I rode across many battlefields and slain countless foes, but only now do I feel caution for what lies ahead. I trust Karfang with every ounce of my blood, but I do not know if we share the same values as this new horde across the world. Perhaps it truly is for the best, or perhaps it may be our downfall. We shall see in time. And this is also confirmation that the Horde uses imperial measurements He said ounces, not milliliter or whatever the EU people do. Fought many battles against the Alliance, orcs, demons, ogres, yet I never expected to face my own clan. My clan no longer. A few days ago, I was patrolling the wastes on my trusty wolf, Skullshatter. That's an awesome name for a wolf. I encountered Ren soldiers. Before I could do anything, they attacked. I was outnumbered. I managed to escape, but they hurt my wolf. I thought it to be only a scratch, as he suffered worse many times. Unfortunately, the arrow was poisoned, and he died a few hours later. Is this a dog revenge mission? I'm in. I do not mourn his death. This was his purpose, after all. He joined his brothers, and now will hunt among the ancestors. But I want revenge. If only I wasn't so severely needed here. Orc, go south of here. Find the Pillar of Ash and slay as many Blackrock as you can. Bring me their heads. 40 will do. 40. Whoa. Yeah, that's a lot. All right. Let's see what I can do. How's my log doing? I still got some Fellwood quests I was doing with Murog. I'll see what I can pick up here. That is pretty intense. Ooh, this guy wants me to kill some fire. I have never done the quest for the ogres here. For whatever reason, I'm usually, at this point, I'm like, get me in every dungeon that moves. But I'm fine. Like, I'm not in a rush. How disgusting. You people dare to call yourself the Horde, yet you know nothing about the Horde. We are the true Horde, the first and the very best. I see no thirst for battle in your eyes. I see no glory. I see nothing. You're nothing more than a worm living in the legend of the real Horde. You are lucky I promised Carfang to indulge fools such as you. But if you truly want to not be the simple pest in the eyes of our clan, you will have to prove your skill as a warrior. Use whatever trickery you believe would aid you. I challenge you to take on the Firegut ogres. Slay them and prove yourselves. Now go or forever be shamed for your utter powerlessness. I mean, I just met this guy. I kind of feel like he came out swinging, but all right. Also, who was that? Someone just buffed me. Thank you, whoever buffed me. Oh, it was you, Parody. Thanks. Well, I mean, for an orc, that could be a pep talk. You know, where you say you have no honor. It's like, oof. Also, that hurts for the RP reasons for Rexxanna. She's walking the path of Rexxar to regain her honor. So I think an insult like that would sting even more. All right. Greetings, recruit of the new Horde. I suppose you're here to aid. Then I got the task for you. To the west of the hold, you can find the deadly venom tip and deathlash scorpids. Their body might be fragile, but their venom killed many aspiring orcs. Aspiring orcs? You're either an orc or you're not. That's kind of a nitpick on my part. Yeah, I also subtly judge the writing when I do this. Shout out to the writing team. I know how to brew an antidote to cure such ailments, but problem is that the antidote is made from the venom glands of the scorpions themselves. Go out there and collect their glands. If you survive, your efforts will save many lives. If you perish trying, then you'll be forgotten like the rest. You know, the clan here is pretty severe. That's probably how I would put it. They're very severe. Oh yeah, Ploxin, if you get word about Error getting Rupturin down, let me know. I did talk to a couple people from Error. Again, I'm not trying to drama bait or anything here, but like part of there was some controversy because they got the title, I believe, but they didn't actually fully clear the raid. But I mean, I believe that happened to the Alliance because it was like an automated system. So then they turned off the automated system. I mean, it's not like that team isn't legit. Like, killing Meph is still really hard. I just think Rupturin ends up being the hardest boss. Oh, Dan, by the way, I have to ask you. Did you jump out of your chair, or did you throw something across the room when you saw the teaser trailer showing off what is likely Thane Thorazan? Because I know you're a dwarf lore enthusiast. I was excited. If you kill a bit... Oh, hold on. Parody says, hey, yo, you kill a big demon? I don't know if you didn't kill a smaller demon. You get a title. Well, like, here's the thing, right? Fortunately, I always think of stuff immersively, right? So this is where it works. Rupturin isn't leaving Outlands. He's content where he is. He's like a juiced up fell elemental thing out in what remains of Outlands. Mephistroth, though, he has designs. He even says it in his thing. He's like, you don't know anything about my, like, I have plans, blah blah blah. He's trying to do something to Azeroth. Rupturin's just an angry elemental, man. He's like, man, this sucks. Oh, cool, some adventurers. I'm gonna crush them. You see what I'm saying? So if you're really thinking about like threat assessment to like the world, I feel like Mephistroth is the bigger threat. Rupturin, he's dangerous, but he's dangerous because he's an Outland. I don't know, but if Rupturin was to ever be a threat to Azeroth, it would be because Mephistroth got him there. I don't know Rupturin. I just don't think he's the kind of elemental that's going to do, like, you know, Dark Portal stuff. Mephistroth, though, he seems like the type. Exactly, Dan. Yes, we are digging. I am very excited. Finally, oh, Lax, you got Ironfo? Grats. All right, let's see what this quest says. One of our scouting parties took this warg with them. They had to face some whelps, and they claim that some of those are as hard as the very metal we shape and forge. I would never mistrust my clan, Rexxanna. But you will not endanger the scouting party either. They are not cut for this kind of work. I can't even send this warg with you. It is wounded and seems too afraid to return. It must be reshaped. That might actually be an error. Hold on. I will not endanger the scouting party either. They are not cut for this kind of work. I can't even send this warg with you. So there's your subject. It is referring, again, to the warg, is wounded, and seems too afraid to return. It must be reshaped. Is this orc implying that she's going to reshape the warg? Huh. Interesting. All right, anyway, sorry. That might actually be an error. Like, it must be, like, reshaped. I would say, like, it must heal up, or it must rest for now. You know what I'm saying? Guys, do not give in to his terrorist efforts, okay? Murog and I recently got an automatic feeder, and, hold on, he is getting fed by the machine in an hour. Free my homie Orange. Parody, that's listen, as his cat dad, I can't set that kind of precedent for him. I urge you to go and find these peculiar dragonlings and bring an end to them. My clansmen say they can be found to the east of the steppes, where the dark irons that assume the name of Hateforge have been roaming. Kill them and find out what kind of trickery these dwarfs have been up to. Okay. At least this one didn't, like, straight up insult me before I said hi. Little concerned about you, bro. Like, on paper, we're not supposed to be doing the warlock thing. You look very warlocky. Like, technically there are orc warlocks, but this seems pretty open, so. He says, dark magic aids us in battle, empowers our spirits. The blood fury that flows through our veins is a resource that can be tapped and enhanced by the power. So I guess what this guy, at least, this NPC, is establishing that they're still tainted. They still have the fell blood running through their veins, which I guess would make sense, right? But if they haven't had access to it, are they going to go through the stuff that, like, the other orcs went through in the internment camp? I'm kind of curious how that works. And okay. Whelpling, I need your assistance. The blood fury itself remains untapped to its full potential. Yeah, because you haven't been having any demon blood, but okay. Long has it been since we have followed the demons and worked in tandem with their magic to become stronger. Okay, so you're acknowledging that you're not working with demons, but you seem pretty positive about the effects of it. I intend to explore what may be possible without their help. All right, that's promising. My dark magic is practiced and ready for use. I simply need the correct reagents. This is where you come in. Also, did he just turn red for no reason? He did. Oh, maybe the quest turns him red. Within the Burning Steppes are imps of a demonic nature. No doubt remnants of the Burning Legion. Slay them and bring me 5 of their scalding hearts. Okay, but it seems like you're just going to get more demon blood in you, I think. A little concerned. Well, okay, Dan, here's the thing. I mean, I have to recognize that, these guys, they're slowly coming off the demon blood high. So, maybe what I'm doing is a bit of like a mission of mercy, trying to make that. Hey, if you quit demon blood cold turkey, you end up all lethargic and weak, like the orcs were in Old Hildesbrad. Greetings, stranger. It seems some new recruits from this new horde are arriving at last. I'll keep this short. We're not doing so well here. It looks like everything is being held by Wargspit. Okay. This is a nitpick, but this is one that's going to bother me and like 3 other people. I had an NPC that was talking about his wolf, referred to it as a wolf. This guy's referring to them as wargs. Are there like different animals that I should be aware of? Or is this just like a vernacular difference? The main reason this bothers me is because, especially in like Lord of the Rings lore, there is a difference between a warg and a wolf. And in many D&D and like Pathfinder lores, wargs are some of them in some fantasy settings can talk. They're a lot more intelligent. They're usually bigger too and a lot more angry. Akin to like a dire wolf even. Anyway, I digress. And the lack of resources certainly doesn't help. I'll say it's about time we fix that. Dark iron tends to be quite scarce in the surface of the steppes, though it is carried by many, whether it be baubles, equipment, or sitting in a creature's stomach. Venture out and collect me a sizable amount of scrap so I can keep forging equipment for our grunts and keep Carfang Hold safe. I've done so many things in Blackrock. I have like I know I probably have at least 250 just laying in a bank somewhere. But I'll still grab some when I'm doing quests here. Okay. How many more? I have space for one more. Can I get rid of anything? I'll get rid of that one. Also, I can probably get a lot of these back from Murog after. Okay, now we got enough space now. This guy Molk, he's the strategist. Can't you see I'm busy? Oh, the Whelpley wants to make itself useful. Then I have the task for you. Venture west near the doorstep of the Blackrock Mountain, and you shall find the Blackrock Stronghold, where they prepare for assaults against those that would oppose their manipulative masters. Okay, see, here we are seeing that these guys are not thrilled that the Black Dragons are manipulating them. Truly fools to blindly follow them. Slay their battle masters and retrieve the Stronghold documents where they plan to lay their attacks. Now go and make yourself useful. Councillor Vrograg, you are from the new Horde, are you not? After much discussing, it has been decided we cannot remain within the Blackrock clan and are seeking new refuge and alliances outside of our boundaries. On behalf of Karfang, I am tasked to make a request. This Karfang missive must be delivered to the War Chief Thrall in Orgrimmar at once. I'm going to be coming back here to turn in quests, so I'm not going to Orgrimmar right now, so I can hold off on that one. Oh, he has custom voice lines. Let me see if I can hear those again. Turn on audio. Turn that up a little bit. Okay.
What brings you to Carpet? Strength be with you.
Custom voice. I like that.
Tread carefully near the mountain.
Oh, I should probably read his
Strength
preamble here.
be with you.
My name is Karfang. I am leader here. My people should cause you no harm, lest you insult or bother them too much. There are many things to discuss and many things for us to do to secure our place in this world. The Blackrock clan find themselves manipulated by greater forces. The old Horde is a shell of what it once was, and I will not allow my people to follow them into madness. We've had many join our ranks from the various battle groups dotted around the burning steppes, their names etched in paper marking their transfer to Karfang Hold. To protect those that joined us, we will need to destroy the documents that may lead any suspicious Blackrock our way. You will find the transfer documents among the small camps around the Pillar of Ash. Search high and low and burn anything you find.
Tread carefully near the mountain.
Okay. I'll put sound back to normal, because otherwise, when I get into a fight, you guys will be like, stop. Actually, I will also be like that. Yes. So, like, I'm pretty sure they got custom voice actor to do those lines. It is nice. It's a nice touch. Sorry. Hello, Jose. How's it going? And Dan, I'm glad to see you agree with me that there is a difference between wolves and wargs. And these guys could have both, but I've seen no sign of differentiation. Again, small nitpick, but that's like my thing. I love small nitpicks. I live for it. All right, I'm probably not going to be riding around much, so I'm going to get Misha back out. I give Misha a tasty little treat because she's been so good. Unlike some pets. Oh, he heard that too, and now he's like, "What'd you say about me?" Oh, right. I got this in Hateforge Quarry, the Dark Iron Hooked Net. I don't really care about the net part as much as I care about this sweet 5 agility it gives me. That's pretty nice. And I also did my Sunken Temple quest. I think I told you guys about this last time I did Rexxanna stuff. But I'll probably just keep this on as I'm leveling, although I am tempted to use this. 150 attack power? Yeah. This has just flat attack power, so... Cool orcs refer to wargs as wolves. Most badass raiders refer to their wolves as dogs. It's level... Oh! So it's a context. It's a context thing. Right. Okay. I wish both orcs and humans had their own language they could speak to themselves in, like all the other races have. It's kind of it's one of the reasons that all the factions can chat with each other is because orc and human were essentially made to be the same language. It's kind of a bummer, but I would like if we had our own language again. Do I have any buffs I need to do? Yeah. I have the right. Oh, look at that. I have a dragon head buff. I need to get killing. All right, Dan. Yeah, you take that damage, Misha. I mean, honestly, the sound's still way too loud. Hold on. It's too loud for me. I thought I changed it. Oh, well, that would explain it. Sounds like I have a suggestion. I always have suggestions. I have to pace myself with suggestions. Otherwise, all I do is give suggestions. It looks like people have killed a lot of things I'm looking to kill here too, so... Rip. Oh, the peculiar broodlings. Okay. What? Why can't I skin you? It's because these are peculiar broodlings. It's all coming together. That's actually a nice touch. I wonder if it was deliberate. A lot of times mobs don't get skinning tables, but I think this quest clearly isn't vanilla. So, interesting. I don't need to kill you. No need to die. Also, reminder too, there's a forum poll up right now to determine if the team should go ahead and work on developing a way for players to toggle on and off everyone else's. So it will be like for you, the player, not for everyone else, but whether you see... Did that work? Transmogs. There's a poll up in the forums. If you feel strongly one way or the other, I would suggest you check it out. Is this... No, this can't be better. No. Yeah, I don't know how skins would interact with T-Mogs, honestly. That's actually a really good question, too. Yeah, just move this just a little bit so I can see where my trinket cooldowns are. Oh, right. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I didn't even think about that, Lizzie Babs. I would say, like, I'm kind of riding the fence on this one because I do agree, at least on Nordanaar, it's an RP server. People work really hard in their T-Mogs, and they want to be seen with them. It's immersion. So, like, I understand it not even being on the table, but on the other side, I can also agree that there is a certain level of it's not really distaste, but like there's some people that don't really care to see people slut mogs. I understand that, and sometimes it gets silly, and granted it's a bit of a skill issue, but in Battlegrounds, if you're like hiding your power level with transmogs, at least for newer players, that's a little tough to deal with. Loch Ness, no, it would not at all affect gameplay. It would only affect the visuals. Have you ever seen Stormwind on the private Ascension server? Looks like a carnival of pixels. I've seen Ogremar on Ascension a while ago, but yes, I agree. Is Arms Warrior any good in raids compared to the Fury counter? Are you asking me or are you asking chat? Because you know I don't really know anything about Warriors. Yeah, I just gotta auto this guy for a little bit. The old-fashioned way of getting my mana back. Oh, he had a fire spell? That's not cool. Oh, you know, I have a buff food. I should probably use that. There it is. Oh, I also got heavy runecloth bandages, too. That's exciting. In general, I mean, from what I've colloquially heard, parody, rough understanding. Please disabuse me if this is not the case, but Arms does better on AoE cleave and trash damage, and Fury does better single target. That's like the rough math. Like, I don't really know what I'm talking about. That's what I've heard. You get a big honk in two hand, and then when you do cleave, it do big damage. Easy as. Oh yeah, parody. I mean, I think at least in Blackwing Guard, it's usually like, are you putting in the effort? If yes, then yeah, you can raid. And like, only times we might have to ask someone to play differently is like if we really need something different for comp, which I think every raid team does to a certain extent. So, is there not a website showing Turtle WoW raid status? There is. Hold on, I can actually find that for you. Let me get rid of some of these. Vercel, Turtle WoW. Ah, got it. Okay. I can post this link and I'll show it off to you guys. Alright, I posted that. I'll post it in Twitch chat too, just in case. So, let's see if I can get this up. This is it right here. That link. This shows you timers for the raids. I don't believe it will show you what Mojo Madness boss is up. Someone from the community made this like a year and a half ago. It still works. The community uses it, so, and it'll also tell you what the battleground of the day is and where Darkmoon Fair is. So there you go. It does not. Oh yeah, they grouped it differently now. So Karazhan and Onyxia. and then ZG AQ20, and then MCBWL AQ40 and Nax and Emerald Sanctum. So use that if you're looking for one. Hopefully that helped. Let's see. Rokhangren says, hold on. Easy peach question mark? Easy peach. What is that? What is that emoji? I don't know what emoji that is. I don't know all the Zoomer lingo. Please, I'm so old. I mean, yeah, I've seen it. I've also seen it to refer to the front cleft, if you will. He's saying I'm easy? Yeah. It's true. Fair, Jackie. Fair. I'm premium. I just want you guys to buy me, just buy me dinner. Make me feel special. So that's what Murog does. So looks like I'm doing good on the brutes, and I got all the mage I need. I need the regular ogres, I guess. Am I heading in the right direction? What's this way? I didn't go this way. On the dollar menu. Listen, clearly you don't go to McDonald's often. That's the value menu, sir. By trade, I'm a truck driver. I know all too much about, Misha, what are you doing? That's elemental leatherworking. That's a bummer. But yeah, I know tons about fast food. Oh, kind of, JR, kind of. You'd have to look on, the raid logging website. They have some of that. They do have, there's speedrun rankings, which is just a spreadsheet hosted by and maintained by Vita. I don't know if that's exactly what you're looking for. All right, Misha, you get that one. I'll get this one. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if there's any... I bet you the team has some way of finding out, how many raid IDs are cleared and stuff like that, if that's what you're asking, but I don't think there's anything public, mostly because there's no way really for the community to get that easily, I think. Okay. Oh yeah, I have tons of bandages, so I might as well use those. Misha, go start. Go start without me. Yeah, I mean, there's some stuff they make publicly available, like some of the population stuff is out there. Not everyone. Favorite question zone? I'm assuming you mean quest zone. What would be my favorite quest zone? I am... There's a lot of good zones. I think I really like Terran Mill. It kind of mixes into everything. Alright, I'll just let the mage get that, because I don't really care that much. I don't need that many more mages. Hey. Okay, I thought the mage was going to get it, but they didn't, so... Alright. I raid the fridge by night. I'm not a big man. I'm not raiding many fridges. In fact, when it's really hot and humid like it is right now, I tend to like not eat. I just skip meals. Murog gets mad at me. Tells me I need to eat. And I tell her, the flames of journalism are within my soul. How can I eat at a time like this? Alright, got all the mages. I need 10 more fire gut ogres. Not the brutes. Don't care about the brutes. Okay, good. Misha, you're with me. I mean, there should be ogres outside too, right? Ulcers incoming. I do have a lot of heartburn. It's true. Yeah, you know, Duskwood, even though I don't do Alliance, Duskwood's pretty good. Are they all inside? I thought there were some that were outside. Parody, I love hearing about your meals. They make me think that I could do more with my meals. I don't, but they make me think I could do it. Do I need one of you? No. Okay. I remember I need the imps, I think. I don't need the magi. I could clear them because I think they share spawns. Well, that's good. I mean, I do enjoy fried food. I never really got into gravy though. Well, that's good. Some good southern cooking. It sounds like it, Parody. I've noticed this. I don't know if this has always been this way because I've never really played a pet class in Classic, but I noticed that when I have my pet charge, or not even charge, just go attack a guy, like they'll start meleeing each other, and then usually the enemy that she's fighting like walks through her a little bit to sort of get oriented right. I don't know if that's normal, if I'm doing something wrong. It is a little annoying though. Okay, I guess there's no ogres here. It's kind of a bummer. Oh, I see an ogre. Well, that's one I need too. Misha, you gonna be able to make it down? Oh yeah, she's good at flying. Parody, do in your region, how do they do deer hunting? Do you is there like a lottery, or are they trying to encourage your region just to thin down the deer population? As I was talking to someone who didn't understand the concept of a fishing license, which I guess some places don't really have that, but venison's good. I've had it before. Yeah, but you still need a license for fishing, I imagine. Oh, I've got a 503 mongoose bite. That's crazy. It's because I popped my trinket. You need a separate stamp for trout. Interesting. I think you were here last stream, Parody, but my buddy Sonic there, I think he might know of a good spot where I could actually do a fishing stream. I still have to. I think it might have been Dan, who was that person I said might know something about fishing or doing something like that. Evidently, it's the peculiar dragonlings that I need, like these ones. I still need more regular fire gut ogres, I guess. I can kind of just circumnavigate this spot and find them eventually. Am I thinking bluegill or am I thinking bluefin? I know it's a very... If it's the one I'm thinking of, it's a very fun game fish to catch. It puts up a good fight. Yes, these are peculiar dragonlings. I can't skin them. I think I need these guys too. Might as well. Oh, okay, yeah. The one I'm thinking of is like a mid-sized fish, and it's like deep water fishing. You said you're in Pennsylvania, so I don't think you got a lot of coastline there for the ocean. Yeah, but so there's bluefin tuna, but there's also like maybe it is tuna. I would hear a lot of stories about my dad who did a lot of fishing in his heyday. Maybe it was bluefin tuna. I can't quite remember. But I do come from a lineage of fishermen, kind of. My dad often tells stories that his first job he had when he was like 13 or something was he was a clam raker, which it's one of those jobs where you kind of know what it does just by its name. Would rake the bottom of the sound for clams and then sell them to the local restaurant. You could say that. You could say that, Jackie. You could say I come from a long line of fish slayers. I don't do nearly as much fishing as my online persona might make you think, but I do enjoy it. I can't be online if I'm fishing outside where there's grass and real things. You know what I mean? But yeah, on my paternal side, at least I know my dad was a fisherman. I know on my mother's side, there were actually a good amount of fishermen too. So yeah, it's in the blood, so to say. Also, by heritage, I'm Sicilian, so I mean, like, yeah. What else you can do in Sicily? Oh, wait a minute. These are these guys I need? Oh, he's killing them. All right. Default, if I... It will be a pretty big undertaking, but I guarantee if it's something I'm doing, I will at least give you guys like a week heads up before I do it. So you can all tune in and enjoy. And, you know, like always, the VOD's always up. Because it's an international community here on Turtle WoW, so, like, I can't expect everyone to be online all the time. But I'm excited to give it a shot. I just think I'd have fun. It would be. I'd probably be doing freshwater, for what it's worth. I don't live that close to the ocean. And at least in my area, if you go near the ocean, your reception kind of drops. So... yeah, I can try doing some of these. You know, ideally, I would like to get, like, one of the quests done, though. just ideally. It would be nice. That way, if Murog comes, she's like, let's go here. You know, like, I'd be like, okay, well, I have some quests to turn in. Rather than doing a sample platter of the Burning Steps. Oh, Thor's spy, huh? Huh. You're a spy, huh? Well, I'll show you what I think of spies. I don't know who you're even spying on. Oh, and I had the stunning aura on. That's on me. That's on me. Okay. My brain, I'm like, maybe he drops a quest starting item. Do I think Official Vanilla Plus will empty Turtle WoW and Epoch? No. Like, the thing is that many of the people that are playing on private servers are not happy with Blizzard. And Blizzard keeps doing a lot to ruin their own reputation and making it very difficult for people to want to play on their servers. Now, there will definitely be some people who go to do like Official Vanilla Plus for Blizzard. I don't doubt it. But like I've been saying, even with like Epoch's opening, the more options the player has, the better we're off. Between private servers and whatever Blizzard limps into the barn with, I think as players we're better off because we get more options, and because they're competing, they'll do more to listen to what the players want, what they're asking for. I don't necessarily think you should always do what players want, but they will be mindful of how important it is to treat the consumer with respect. Even though on Turtle WoW, like, calling me a consumer is kind of a nominal thing. Like, I donate, but I don't need to donate to play, right? So it doesn't really make that big of a difference. It does to the Turtle team, but hello, Murog. Murog's back from her training. I thought there was a cave entrance. Maybe I just missed it. I was gonna go check out the cave again to get the rest of the ogres. I think it's this way. It is. Okay, let's go down this way. Well, I mean, slips, you know, everyone's allowed to feel however they want, but I'm like sort of obnoxiously principled about certain things. If I can at all avoid it, I will never give Blizzard another cent. If Turtle WoW closes, Epoch closes, and the only way to play WoW in the world is go to Blizzard, I'm just not playing WoW anymore. Like that's the reality. And from my perspective, the reason I feel that way is because of how they've treated their community and their consumers for a long time. They've gotten away with murder. They don't enforce their own rules. They don't do anything about RMT, about botting. It's just not good, you know? When they could do better things. They have the ability, they have the know-how, but they don't even do customer service. The fact that I can get better customer service as someone who isn't a customer technically on Turtle WoW is crazy to me. Brute. You got both of them? Yeah, of course you do. See if there's any ones that I need a little further up. Nope. Yeah, and don't get me wrong, like, I think at large, the community still, you don't really owe Blizzard anything, but like, we still have Blizzard to thank for this game and for the vision that the early developers had. I think that's an important aspect. Oh, this is probably a boss I need to kill for a follow-up quest. I'm not going to bother. So, like, and also be aware that there are developers at Blizzard who are cool and are fine and are positive about Turtle WoW. They can't officially say that, right? Legal will be all over them. But I mean, if you've seen what Blizzard has done in the past, they clearly look at private servers as a template, almost as like a test ground for certain things. You know, and that doesn't mean like one's superior than the other. Like I was saying before, it means we as the players benefit. You know what I mean? So if someone who, you know, feels a little skeeved out by private servers, and I understand that perspective, by the way. Like, I think it's a perfectly valid reason to not want to play on a private server. You're like, it feels a little weird giving my information to people I don't really know, you know, that kind of stuff. I get that. But those people who would never make the jump to private servers, they benefit from private servers existing and having these good ideas, and then Blizzard official takes those ideas, oftentimes, and makes servers and realms and experiences that those players get to enjoy. So, like, it works both ways, you know? The biggest fear is to lose its progression. Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, like, I'm sure there are people that we would like, many of the original developers that we do like, you know, yeah, sure, they've left, but like, I also, is it a reasonable expectation to think they should do this for their life? So I think it's fine. Like, if they want to do something else, and even if they left under bad circumstances, there could still be new developers, new designers, new artists who show up who have good ideas. You know, we should also be open to new ideas being good, even though that's difficult. And I'm the old person here, right? So, like, that's not something you generally hear coming up from people older, but I do believe that it's tough sometimes to like change how I'm like for instance, think of the Molten Core stuff Turtle WoW announced. I've done Molten Core the same way for so long, and I saw a video showing like new mechanics to bosses. when I do Molten Core, I'm hoping to shut my brain off. I'm going to have my tier 3 gear just carry my sorry butt through that entire encounter, and I don't want to think. Okay, now there's updated mechanics and there's new bosses. All right, hold on. I gotta try a little now. You know what I mean? So yeah, there's good and there's bad change, and there's good and there's bad developers, and there's parts of the story we'll never get to know. And that's why I always ask and invite players to reflect on the experiences they're having and be honest if they're having fun. Because if you're not having fun, like, you should just stop doing it. You logged in your 20-year-old account. All my old tunes were now level 25. Blizzard ruined my progression, not private service. There's no telling what they're gonna think of next. Oh, there's only that one guy in there. I keep getting these mages. I need you. That's what I need. Oh, good job, Misha. Alright, I only need 2 more regular fire gut ogres. Now I'm gonna go look for a second one. There it is, yeah. Okay, I actually finished a quest. Let's go. Every time something good happens in Season of Discovery, the difficult raid, the dungeon they made when the leave dev was on holiday, the community and the people at the head of Blizzard... I'm assuming you mean shot them down. Yeah. Because... I desperately try. I do not think I can always do it, but corporate publishers have their community as a secondary goal. Their primary goal is their shareholders. That's why community-based, social-based games are not going to do well with corporate-based publishers and a developing team. They can make games that are fun-ish, but at the end of the day, they will be overwhelmed in quality and in care that a team that does not have that same level of corporate necessity. Because even though something like Turtle WoW, where they still have bills to pay, right? The only way they can pay those bills is by maintaining a good relationship with their players. When you get into sort of the pay-to-win dynamics, the microtransaction stuff, if your interest is shareholders and your secondary goal is your community, you don't feel any responsibility to protect them from predatory behavior. After Gone, hype, Mr. Pandaria, should create another fresh classic. It's kind of funny because although I never played Mr. Pandaria, a lot of what I've heard is that it was underrated. I don't know how true that is, but the thing I like most, though, about the classic era, we'll say, it's been in the consciousness of players and community people for so long. The notion of, like, legally, the ownership, of course, is Blizzard, right? But because private servers can be a thing, who really owns it is more the community than anything else. And I think that's a very empowering thing for the community to have, because it's like, okay, so you limped into the barn with your latest Vanilla Plus Blizzard. No one likes it. You still have RMT everywhere. You still have bots everywhere. You're not doing anything for the community. There's no incentive for players to stay. That means there's no way to build community. If you don't build community, no one's going to stay on the server. And, like, maybe in the short term, they'll make a little bit of money. But for them, it's just a, was this profitable? Not a, did our players have fun? Are they going to come back? And I think that's, when I think about Blizzard shooting themselves in the foot, that's what I'm talking about. I think I just go in here and wreck up the joint. Okay. Misha, come out here. Come out here, Misha. Okay. Yeah. I'll help out with this guy. All right. And then, you know, Misha, why don't you go on that guy? Yeah. Oh, geez. He's level 58. I did not pay attention to that. Misha, this way. Ah! Thank you. Thank you. No. Well, okay. I mean, fair enough. So, I meant to have... What happened there was I was trying to have Misha redirect onto the mage. The rogue killed it, and instead Misha redirected onto the rogue, which flagged me. So, you know. GG, I guess. Where's my grave? Yeah, it's this way. Well, I mean... so like, Jim le Jim. Oh, I always call you Jim, that's right. Jim? Yes and no. I mean, the thing is the bigger a private server gets, the harder it is to scale things up. I mean, I don't get to see how all of the sausage is made. I don't get to see financials, like stuff like that with my access, doing Turtle Wow News. But I am aware that you spooling up a server for you and 5 of your homies, you could do that with your PC. But when you have like 10,000 players on a realm, you need serious hosting, serious database management. You need very professional solutions. And the more you need, the more expensive it gets, generally. So the reason I say that is because it's important to keep note that the bigger the server, the more real some of those problems are. So, like, they still have to pay the bills. They still have interests that are profit derivative, but again, they always have the Damocles of pissing off their fan base and having them leave, and then no one wins, right? So, yeah, yes and no. It's definitely a better position than the corporate situation. Okay, dude. So, I don't know how that works. I didn't do any PvP there. Will I still get unflagged eventually? When does the timer actually go? Right, but does corpse walking count? I don't know if it's like 5 minutes while you're alive, I guess is my question. Yeah, Jim, I do think that's part of the reason. It's a mutually beneficial thing, right? Because it does give a level of player advantage. It's not too strong, but it I think it hits a certain sweet spot for a lot of the community where it's like it doesn't feel like overreach. So for that reason, yeah, things like that are exactly why. And like I've said in the past, like, you know, if you like the turtle situation, then go for it. Jackie Chun saying yes. I will wait until my PvP falls off. I don't think I did any PvP when I got killed there. I just let it happen. So. That gnome's just waiting for me. I really wish there was a way to tell how much of a timer you have left. Is I did not mean to flag. Hold on, wait. Is there I know the rogue's gonna be looking for me, so I just would rather not. Well, yeah, like that's a reality too, Jim. I mean, they might have some level of like startup cash or something, but those things they won't know how much it's going to be until they understand what their steady population is, right? So the reason Turtle was able to scale up well, even though 2023 was kind of a cluster, was because it started slowly and slowly grew over time. So that allowed the team to be able to like dynamically change and do things and catch up with costs and everything. My pet, what is my pet on? I actually don't know. I think my pet might be on defensive. That could have been it. Again, I don't think I did any of the... I didn't even have my pet back out for that last fight, so I know Misha didn't do anything. I don't know, guys. You said it would be 5 minutes from my last PvP. I have the timer going. Well, yeah, I think, Jim, I hope people support what they like and can find a community where the team's receptive to what they have to say and what they're doing, you know? I hope Epoch is that team. I don't know. I don't know any of them, you know? I don't know, guys. Are you sure it ticks down when you're dead? I could tell because of this little thing right here. All right, Jackie says they're positive. I'm gonna get real sus when it says 4 minutes. It wasn't that long of a walk, so. I mean, and this is a beauty of a PvE server. It's like, I don't want a PvP. Okay, I'll just pay the 5-minute tax and move on with my life. I also didn't mean to PvP either. I do want that to be known. It just happened. Oh, wait, it's gone. Yeah, we're good. Yay. Okay, where was I? Oh, you know what? I still don't know if I want to do this quest. Those guys are handily stronger than me. So maybe we put that one on the back burner. Can I kill these imps? Yeah, I could probably kill the imps. Black Rock Head, also a little high for me, but not too high. Maybe I just focus on the imps. I don't know if I could maybe get those. I mean, it's not like I can't kill the guys. I just can't kill packs of like 2 of them at a time. That's pretty tough. All right, we're all up. Misha, you didn't die, right? Yeah, you're good. You're good. What's my opinion about dungeon maps? By the way, I did turn on passive. I honestly wish dungeon maps would be more modern and dynamic and actually show things. The team, as far as I'm aware, they did stuff like that, but they didn't implement it, so no one knows that it's there. There's a certain level of me where... Also, I can get rid of the timer now. There's a certain level where I acknowledge that the best way to have dungeons is actually have them be explored and be a mystery and be hard to find your way around. And that's more from like my upbringing playing advanced Dungeons and Dragons in like the early 90s, you know. So I understand that perspective, but I think in a game like this, especially where it's very difficult for new players to get in the door and understand what's going on, I think having dungeon maps be a little bit more accurate to what's going on would be helpful. I don't think I want to fight a level 60 for any reason, honestly. Okay. Oh, I'm not going to be able to pull just one of you, am I? Man. Well. Cowabunga it is. Okay, we're going to run away. We're going to run away. Okay, so we only have some of them. We should go fight them. Interesting, interesting. Oh, you know, they're actually not that tough. I take that back. And also, they seem to take to explosive traps just fine, so... I thought it was going to be a death sentence to fight that many things at once. Traj, you're preaching to the choir. I would like... See, here's a problem, right? Should dungeons be made harder for leveling? Should dungeons be made so that there's level 60 variants of them? And I think there's not a great way of doing it. And making something harder for its own sake is also sometimes a bit of a self-defeating notion. It's like, okay, but why? So you have to also make there be incentive, and that incentive, coming up with that can also be tough. So, I don't know. I think a conservative way, and well, actually, it's kind of funny because I think Turtle does this. Like, Turtle leaves the dungeons as they are, more or less, but then puts little new things on them. It's like, if you want to do this, you can. You don't have to, but it's there. And that's a way of at least injecting something new into them. I don't think it's perfect, but it's something. Level 60 dead mines. I mean, it would be good, but again, that comes back around to like... I don't think you have to make something have a player reward in order for them to do it or to be interested in doing it. But it would be weird if you didn't have some kind of a reason to do it, right? I think these guys run. No. Oh, this guy went down easy enough. All right. Maybe these guys aren't as hard as I thought. Can I possibly pick off these guys? I'm gonna have to like hit one and run away to be safe. Is it just two? I don't want to run too far. Alright, we got our last flaming heart. Nice. For rep? Okay, but then what's the rep award? And you have to make more rep. I mean, you're kicking the can down the road. I like the concept of returning to dungeons as a level 60. I do like that concept, but there still remains the why of it. I mean, in Vrograg's fun house of poorly informed ideas, I would just be like, you could take more of a, and if this makes anyone sick, I understand, but more of like a later classic idea and have dailies. Like, yeah, you gotta do this level 60 dungeon. It's one of the 60 revised dungeons, right? You have to do it, and there's a daily reward, and it has consumables. Wow, people would really like that. The thing is that I generally have found that the Turtle Team seems to have like their own creative vision, and it's hard to, whether it's on purpose or not, it's hard to predict what they're going to do. I'm not even joking. You know, also a lot of these big pie in the sky ideas that we have as players, the developers have them too, but since they have to do the grunt work, they're like, that sounds like a after Unreal Azeroth comes out idea. You know what I mean? So, absolutely, Traj, you should. Always do the dungeon extensions if you're if they're available to you, because there is some nice pieces of loot in there at level. Also, and that's more PvE fare, you know. I do acknowledge that PvPers exist. Out of all the micro communities in Turtle WoW, I probably think they're getting most of the shaft. So, like, would love to see something for them, anything for them, really, so that they can be mad at something else for a change. Well, yeah, discovering new loot is fun. I also think discovering new zones and new stories can be very fun, I feel. And that's where I'm like, I love that kind of stuff. You know, like that new Kolkar expansion in Wailing Caverns. Really like it, right? The reason I really like it isn't just because, like, oh, you can get a relic for a shaman. The reason I like it is because I'm like, you know, the Kolkar aren't really represented in this dungeon, and they camp all around it. Why aren't they here? You know, it's like, good question. It's sort of like righting the wrongs in some way of, like, you know, like an oversight. Did Wailing Caverns need that extension? No, it didn't need it. But now that it has it, I'm kind of looking at it going, yeah, makes sense. All right, I'm going to take on this 57. I'm going to do it with my hit thing, because that will make a difference. Misha, go get beat up for a little bit. Gilnea City is pretty good. I'm not going to lie. I did do it on stream, and once off stream, I had a lot of fun. It felt well designed. It hit all the notes. See, I can take on like one of those orange level for me, guys. That isn't that tough, but it's when I have to deal with two that I get a little worried. Yeah, spamming dungeons is fine. I have spammed dungeons in the past. I don't feel like I need to keep spamming dungeons. And there's lots of quests and stuff that I haven't seen. That's part of the reason why I've been leveling the way I have been, is in a way to also see some of that content that I just never did, that has been added since I first, started on Turtle WoW. So I've been enjoying that aspect of it, but I was like, yeah, I could. I actually didn't do Crescent Grove on Rexxanna. True story. I probably should have, but I think I've done Crescent Grove. I did a Crescent Grove on way back when I was leveling Obomsawin, I think. So I'm gonna be honest, I don't know if I want to kill all 40 of those Blackrock Orcs, but I'm okay with getting the Scorpion Stingers I still need. Yeah, they're all in this area, right? Yeah. Also, I need more of those, peculiar broodlings. I only saw a few of them, really. I guess I have to keep an eye out for them. There's a quest here. Oh, I should have picked up this one. This one's a cool one. That one leads into a Hateforge Quarry quest, I believe. Yeah, I saw that trash. That's a pretty cool item. I think there's like a mount that the last boss can drop too. The reason I think it would be cool to, the reason I think there's value, I should say, in having vanilla dungeons do level 60 stuff, it would give the developers and the game designers a way to test out mechanics and ideas for raids they're designing. He's a level 53. I could probably walk around him. Yeah, they kind of are. Lizzie Babs, you and I both remember like when those were added sort of to the system. I don't think there was as much thought put into it. Not that like they're necessarily bad. I just think there could have been more thought put into it, I guess. Those are all custom areas that I think I'm qualified for at this point. Yeah, yeah. I mean, because Lizzie Babs, you and I have been around long enough. We've seen like the early custom content versus the newer custom content, and it's they have steadily improved their craft. I'll say that. Because I understand the limitations of the early development. They didn't have as many tools. They didn't know as much. They had big ideas, but they didn't have all the resources, So I'm not going to be like, oh, it was dumb and it was bad. I'm like, no, like, they gave it their best shot. I'm not going to hold that against them. Yeah. Because other quests open up if I do this one. Gather 15 Thors and Banshees. Because these guys were burned by the Dark Irons because of a work camp thing. Yeah, I actually, I think I did all the quests in Tel'abim on a lark with Shabiji. I just wanted to check them out at some point. They're not bad. It feels more polished somehow than the stuff in Gilligim or Lapidus, certainly. Although they they're kind of similar in that they're both like island areas. So, all right, I want another peculiar broodling. I'm not seeing one. Yeah, there. Wait, no, that's a black broodling. What is up with this quest? Am I missing something here? No. I think I don't know if they will, but I think they should. They have done it in the past. Well, I don't know about areas specifically, but I know they fixed Black Morass. The first release of that was not the best. And it was much improved. Black Morass now, night and day from old Black Morass. So that's great to see. As far as zones, though, I mean, there's a lot of zones that are custom. Some of them hold up better than others. Another part that's difficult is that the development team, the game designers, have changed in some cases over time. Okay, little lag spike there. And because of that, if anyone has done development, right, or any coding, even I know this. I know this as a writer. If someone hands me a book and says, fix this, I have to now look through everything they did and try to puzzle it out where it went wrong, even if I have notes on what to fix. It's almost as much work as making a new zone, if that makes any sense. I think from coding, it might be even worse. It may not be that severe. I might be overblowing it a little bit, but I think sometimes that might be some of the reluctance or their hesitation to do that. Which I think is a valid reason to be hesitant. It's like, well, we don't really know how this designer did all this. I can change it, but it's gonna mean I'm gonna break a bunch of stuff. That probably isn't something that management wants to hear. No, I don't need the hit trinket anymore. Excuse me, I'm looking for a peculiar broodling. Any peculiar broodlings here? Oh, there's one. Yeah, Traj. Like, again, like I said before, I'm not an engineer. I'm not a coder. But just conceptually, it is more difficult to sometimes work on a moving train. Alright, I can't skin the peculiar ones. It looks like they share spawns with the black broodlings. Interesting. Okay, you go get that one, I'll get this one. Oh, is that all you do? Oh, you guys aren't immune to fire, sucker. You're not even a real black dragon if you're not immune to fire. Good job, Misha. Alright, any more peculiar ones? Ooh, this looks like a beehive? Oh, wait. Those are just flies over a carcass. Never mind. Alright, Misha, we gotta get that one after. Oh, I see another one. Get that one. Oh, my inventory is full. Oh my goodness. That's embarrassing. Yeah, JR. I agree. And sometimes I can't tell if that's by design or if that's just because of lack of hustle. Like, it's the mysteries of Azeroth, and I acknowledge and I even accept to a certain level that they want to encourage players to explore and find things on their own. So that's fine. But boy, sometimes finding that material on your own with the tools they give you is pretty tough. Does that mean exploration should be easy? Nope. But I do acknowledge that it can be a very an uphill climb, I'll say, for new players to be like, well, like I heard this thing about, you know, the classes, right? What do they do to the classes? Well, you can look at some of it. It's like, okay, well, what are people playing? Hey, just take a look at Reddit, and you'll see like the most common like neophyte question they have. I mean, there's a lot of features that they have advertised in the past that are still hard. Like, it was actually pretty long after they stopped making guild bases, but they were still advertising guild bases as part of Turtle WoW for a long time. I mean, can you? I mean, now it's different, right? Because you have the tabard hearth function, but before they had that, there was and I think they changed it at some point, but that's one thing that kind of comes to mind, where finding out about what happened to guild, making guild bases was hard even for people in the community. It's one of the reasons why I enjoyed chronicling everything, doing like Turtle WoW news, is that I can kind of capture in some ways the attitude of the community, what was going on, what we were thinking at the time, you know. If you go back and look at like some of my earliest Turtle WoW news videos, like my head's in a completely different space, you know. And that's not because I let all the news fame get to me. It's just because the server is in a different spot, you know. What they thought was important, what they were developing was different. Is Boomkin viable? Boomkin's not just Boomkin's downright a little too strong, but I only say that. You know why I say that? Because I feel like they're a utility class. Isn't that right, Lizzie Babs? They're a utility class. Shouldn't they not be as strong as someone who just does DPS? Lizzie Babs and I have seen in the past where people are like, well, Warlock DPS shouldn't be that good. They're a utility class. Pick up your Dragonling, go. Boomkins? What? No. I'm glad I could see Lizzie Babs slowly realizing what I'm getting at. I mean, maybe just because I play with Duothwi, and Duothwi is just built different as a Boomkin, but he does pretty good. Even before the Scythe of Elune. Yeah, that's true to a certain extent, Drew. I mean, I feel like some of that skill ceiling's gone away a little bit because of some of the adjustments they made in Class Council too, but yeah, that's true. Really? Lizzie Babs, you think Warlock's pure DPS? Then I guess you never apply curses, right? Interesting. There's only one pure DPS class, and that's Rogue. I'm sorry you had to find out like this. Even by comparison, the way the current way they do IEA is like, it's not always an advantage. Well, Drew, they took that away from me. So clearly, the only thing rogues can do is DPS. Clearly, that's what the team wants. And I'm not salty at all about it. They tried to make subtlety buffiness a thing. It has a use, but it's pretty dang narrow, I'm not gonna lie. It's a pretty narrow window for that to be useful. It's not that it isn't useful, but the amount of DPS loss you have as a subtlety rogue that you could get as a combat rogue, it's funny how close those two numbers are to each other, where it's like, why go through all the effort when you could just do combat and make up the difference and just be DPS? And no one needs IEA. You talk to a raid team about if they need curses, they're going to tell you they need curses. They will tell you up and down they need them. You know, Jim, even if they made every single class in the game have a tanking capability, I do not think that would help queue times. I'm not even joking. I just think fewer people like tanking, just flat out. But I agree it would help a little bit, but I don't think it would be the panacea you're hoping for. You know what, Drew? I'm gonna actually message my mortality contact. I'm actually curious. I bet you they don't. By the way. Hold on. Yes, I will. Quick question. In your runs, do you guys use an IEA rogue? Alright, I'll check back in on that. Promise. Unless I'm wrong, in which case I won't talk about it ever again. That's a good point, Drew. I didn't even think of that. If warriors... Well, here's the thing, though. Warriors still have to sunder because a rogue cannot instantly get IEA up. It still takes a little bit of time. But I think you are bringing up a good point. Well, we heard it. We heard it there from Lizzie Babs. According to the logs, they don't. I should have took your bet. Premium is the MVP. He does something. See, that's the thing. No one even knows what rogues do. It's nothing, by the way, but we're like warriors, but not as good. Like that's it. That's what we got. Well, yeah, Drew, the thing was that after I messaged, I didn't see the bet. I didn't see the bet till I turned back on my screen overlay. So don't worry about it. Like that was, there were like two hopes I really had for rogues. One was sorry, I had a lot of hopes for rogues. I had 3 hopes for rogues. One was that maybe some way we could still do rogue tanking, but they'd have to redesign something. That didn't happen. 2 was rogues could get some real utility, like something that, like if they're not going to be top dog DPS, at least let them bring something to the table. Subtlety got us like was a step in that direction. It still needs something. And the other thing I had was, okay, if those other 2 fail, make us the best DPS. Like, clearly, because what else are we doing? Like, why would you bring a rogue? Why would you bring 2 rogues? You know what I mean? Like, if the only reason you're bringing a rogue is for IEA, you don't need a second rogue. You know what I mean? And that alone is a pretty tough position to be in. Yeah, well, Blade's good. I mean, there's been like, we've had tons of rogues in the past. Part of the reason for that too, though, Drew, is because in the past, Blackwing Guard's like leadership hasn't been like, oh, we don't need any more rogues. We've just been like, listen, if you do the damage, you do the damage. Can you listen? Like, because honestly, to most people, to most, especially more casual raid teams, that is the way more important thing. The speedrunning guilds, I think it's a different ball of wax, but it is a bummer for me as someone who has a really well-geared rogue just to like look at stuff and go like, you know, I could get Gristle, I could get THC, you know, there's a couple more pieces I need for Biss, but like, oh well, I don't have Cleave I can do all the time, so Blade Flurry is a nice step, nice step in the right direction, but like, I can't keep up with the Brown Boys for trash, and on single boss DPS, I just don't scale as well still. Again, they've taken steps in the right direction, and maybe the ultimate goal is to get them there, and you don't want a giant leap forward. Okay, I can see that point, but at the same time, Vrograg's Zat. I mean, he's having a weird time right now. Vrograg's been experimenting with axes. Do you know how depraved a rogue has to be to experiment with axes? It's like he's trying drugs. Oh, and no, Drew. I have Thunder Fury, which would be a Biss offhand, for trash specifically. For boss, as an orc, you would want Gressel and then THC, because I would still need sword skill. And you do not want the other gloves that might give you sword skill, because tier 3 rogue gloves are really good. And I never got the AQ40 belt. And my trinkets are like DFT and Earth Strike and Renataki. But there's Kiss of the Spider I never got. And I never got Mark of the Champion on Vrograg. So, like, he's not Biss. But, like, okay. He's pretty close. Yeah, you know, Gildark, can I also tell you? Vrograg's been experimenting so much, I actually have an Annihilator. I've been testing it out. Here's something I didn't notice till I already set up the blacksmith to make it. Annihilator only does 300 armor. It used to do 600. I can't force proc it either. I've done it on a couple Cthuns with Vrograg. I had trouble keeping Annihilator up with just one Annihilator. So I have to use 2? That's a pretty tough proposition. Like, it's good if you have a bunch of melee, I think, right? But that's tough. What is Ishkander? I feel like I should know this. I feel like I do know this. I'm just forgetting the name. Oh wait, I don't have enough Dark Iron scraps for you right now. I don't think I do, right? I must have only gotten a few. Oh, I actually, holy crap, I do have 50. Wow, it's pretty easy to get that then. Look at, oh, it's a two-hand axe. Rexxanna, I'm sorry. Oh, it's a cool looking axe. It's the whirlwind axe with a slightly different color, I think. Well, I'll get it just for T-Mog, I guess. It does look like 5 gold to me. You were right, Gildark. You know what? That's glass half full mentality. I appreciate that. Oh, I didn't do your quest, and I didn't do your quest. Yeah, you guys have the higher level quests anyway. I think I did the quest for all the people outside. Yeah, wait, hold on. I get 14 hit and 54% crit in my set, but I don't have any Kara 40 gear on it. That's for your Warlock, right? I think in Obomsawin's crit setup, she gets, like, fully buffed, she gets to, like, 42%. Maybe, I don't know, 44% with lightning spells. And that has 12 hit, I think. Yeah, it's pretty close to those numbers. Hey, yeah, that is... No. I don't know how to remedy that situation, Drew. I don't know enough about... I understand that feral druids use their paws. And paws is like a magical skill that isn't fists. So you can't just get fist skills and then hope for the best. It's different, right? So, and I almost guarantee you, if it was changed, something would happen. Oh, it's all good, Targus. I'm probably, hold on, what time is it? Yeah, I'm probably gonna wrap up soon, but yes. I want to turn in these quests and see what's going on. And, you know, if you've ever seen any of my streams, you know I'm just goofing around chatting mostly. So they were not real whelps, but constructs made of metal by someone that bothered to put their name on each and every one. Convenient for us. We know who to kill. I didn't see the name. Interesting. What's your follow-up? Hunt. Oh, wait. Engineer Figgles. I think he's in Hateforge Quarry, right? Engineer Figgles. This creature has the ego of Nefarian himself. Who would be arrogant enough to put their own name on everything they've ever created? Alas, this is in our favor. I am not certain what the Dark Iron plan with these whelplings, but we must definitely stop them. Although we have nowhere to begin with, I'm certain that a valiant warrior such as yourself, who has earned the respect of my clan, will surely be able to find Figgles. Go with the warg's swiftness, and may the blood in your veins burn with the rage of 1,000 lava pools. Yep, he is in Hateforge Quarry. Ooh, what might I get? Well, hold on. Well, that's range attack power. It's ranged. It has one more agility, but it doesn't have strength, so this wouldn't even be an upgrade for me. I'll keep that one in case I do Hateforge Quarry. Who else? Ah, yes, the guy that's definitely not a warlock, but kinda is. These shall do nicely now. Let's see what power they truly hold. He says, the power within these hearts shall aid me, but it is too weak and faded. If I'm to truly master my magic, I need something much stronger. Alright. This region does not possess the potency that I am looking for, but I do know a place that does. Far to the southeast is the Blasted Lands. It is where I came into this world, in awe by its skies and the lush swamp. All that remains now is a hellish wasteland akin to what Outland is. It is there that the demons rove the land and the energies of the Dark Portal itself fester and pulse. Go there and kill 5 Felguard Sentry. Are those elite? I could maybe do that, though. Is it worth it, though? Hold on. Is this... it's an okay robe. So this is also a quest that takes me somewhere else, it would seem. Does this look cool? Also, why does it keep squishing it like that? I'm gonna table that for right now because I don't. Next time I level, I'll be like, hey, you know, Murog, we could maybe do some of these quests, but. How many players in Turtle WoW right now? Oh, gee. Oh, wait. I just. Hold on. Wait. Crap. Sorry. All right, hold on. I think I just saw Rexxanna. I just saw Forest Master. Where was he? Oh, there it is. Sorry, I wasn't paying attention. Good to see you, Forest Master. Alright, so just a primer here. Last time I saw Gurtong, he told me that Forest Master might be corrupted. And I don't know what's going on with that, so I gotta find out. There's more story to hear. I heard you fought Gurtong. What happened? He bested me by his blades on the shores of Gilneas. He then whispered to me of some corruption in you, of all people. Okay, we have another character in the cast here. I think Nartor, excuse me, is involved here, who is level 26, so they're probably terrified to be here. I am sure that's what he said, but I did not know what he meant by it. I know a true warrior's blood can make them say things, but that I'm not sure. Do I have speech bubbles on for Rexxanna? I do. Okay, you guys can see it too. No. Corruption is always possible. It is when we let our guard down that it seeps in. Be it from demons or our own hubris. Oh, that sounded really literary and good. I like that. So Nartor doesn't think it's possible. He fears what he has become, and so he casts his shadow on his teacher. Fear is a strong teacher. Perhaps he fears your reprisals. Sorry, chat. This is way more important. I know, exactly. We get more canon lore, more canon Forest Master event. He could be Anakin. Wait, oh my god, look how big that thing is. Holy crap, I just noticed now. That thing's gigantic. Alright, what do you say? He says he was always hiding something. Forsaken often do. But they always have a past life, so I didn't think much of it. Okay, hold on, he's still talking. Lies are loud, but truth runs deep, like roots beneath the forest. Ponders thoughtfully.
Feel the earth. Flow with the wind. The spirit of the bear.
I hope he
Protect.
speaks true.
Protect, endure.
The legacy of my people make me worried. But Forest Master is strong. Okay. Also, Narter, I don't know who did your Tiamog, but it is amazing. Also, props for being level 26 and having such a good Tiamog. Be careful, Hunter. The Force hides many truths. Don't let the shadows swallow your light. Path of Rexxar awaits. Thank you. Bow. Another canon event. I thought like maybe Forest Master was taking a break. Also, I should reiterate. It's never DM'd me. Never reached out privately. I just stream, and then sometimes Forest Master shows up. So I'm with you guys. I'm the audience for this. Also, Gazoosh the Rabbit, you're also a pretty big doggo here, huh? What a good boy. I'll give you a pat. Okay. It was funny while I was busy talking so much, I was like, I heard the whisper noise. I'm like, who's whispering me? I'm like, Forest Master. And then I saw it in my chat, like Forest Master was trying to talk to me. I'm like, oh, crap. If I'm being fair, there are a lot of big orcs around here, so he kind of did blend in. Right, Tarkus? Like, and again, level 26, looking that fresh. Did I have any other quests to turn in here? I had the Fire Gut task. Alright, that's over this way. I don't have to be RP walking right now. I need to get here, though. Misha, how do we get out? Also, someone joined my guild recently who's a shaman. They named themselves Carfang. I'm like, you can't be Carfang. Carfang's already in the game. He's right here. I'm talking to this guy. Oh, this is the guy that was like super aggro against me. The stench of ogre blood bathes you, Hunter. You might not be useless after all. Forest Troll Scum is the name of the quest. Fine. You've earned yourself the right to breathe the air in Carfang Hold. But I have one last trial for you. A grudge. Yes, that's what this is. All the Black Hands were nothing but fools. The father was a misguided mongrel who was fooled by the wretched Gul'dan. Mame isn't even worth mentioning. He died a fool's death, nothing more deserving for his kind. And Rend? Rend is kneeling before that despicable dragon and doomed the entirety of the Blackrock clan. But that's not even his worst call yet. He made a forest frog his strategist. War Master Voon? Ogog yells that name angrily. Who's Ogog? Oh, this is I thought his name was Taskmaster. Okay, that makes sense. War Master? He's nothing but a disgusting frog that must meet his end. Bring me his tusks and prove once and for all that the Horde, led by a wretch who grew up among humans, has at least a quarter of the former glory of the true Horde. Kill War Master Voon in Lower Blackrock Spire and bring his tusks back to Taskmaster Ogog in Carfang Hold in Burning Steps. Now, one thing I will say, I am absolutely positively doing Lower Blackrock Spire at some point because... Let me see if I can get this out. Over here, maybe here. Okay, Turtle WoW. Let me bring this up. There's a very important reason why. This entire time, I have not used anything but throwing axes. And it is for that. Hold on, where did that source go? Okay. Oh, there it is. All right, so if we go here, database, items, weapons, throne. Now I am limiting myself if I order it by the item level. Right now, I've been using these since level 35. The next available axe I have, I need to be level 55, excuse me. Flight Blade Throwing Axe. And guess who they come from? War Master Voon. These have 7 strength. They have 7 strength and 7 agility. This is my best. That's best in slot for me with my challenge for the game, for all of it, unless I can somehow get these. Maybe Assassin's Throwing Axe. How do I even get these? I forget. Oh, I have to do an AV. So like I was saying, Flight Blade Throwing Axe. That's my best in slot. Yeah. I really want to get those. So I will absolutely do a Lower Blackrock Spire. Drew, I thought so too, but with the... sorry, Drew is asking, isn't it against the rules to name yourself after an NPC? It used to be. It's not anymore. I actually checked with team members. You cannot use a name to impersonate a player or a guild. You can't use naming conventions for that. And you can't use a name in the sort of the way that Red Ridge boss used to, where he would name his boar Princess and then put it right where the Alliance wanted to kill Princess. So those reasons you cannot name it, but you can copy or have a name of an NPC. I believe. Because I remember I specifically asked about Carfang. Tarkus, I heard that too. I don't know. If it's a weapon, if it's another thrown weapon, that's awesome. Still has to be an axe for Rexxanna. So we have to do 2. It has to be thrown and it needs to be an axe. You need Lower Blackrock Spire for Oni attunement? Yeah. I mean, I am level 54, right? So I'm getting to that point where I got to start thinking about how long I want to spend in Blackrock Depths. I mean, there's Oni attunement I need to think about. I need to think about getting attuned for Molten Core. I need to think doing the quest for the... I mean, I don't need to, but the Skoloman stuff would be helpful. But I mean, yeah. I mean, when I'm in the higher 50s, pretty much the world's my oyster. I can pretty much do anything I want, and I can work on whatever I want. I'm still going to try to do custom content, but yeah. Where do you buy guild tabards and org? Right when you walk in the main city, it's the building on your right, I think. It's like the emissary. Well, hopefully I was right. Anyway. Oh, I can't wait to do this. Here's the thing. If I pick it up now, it's going to sit in my quest log. No, I will pick it up because I don't want to forget this one. Well, you know, you win some, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take, Drew. All right. So I'm going to wrap it up here for now. Murog's home from her training. I want to say hi to her. You know, do husband things. As Dan told us before, the new news should be out on the radio. I don't know where it is in rotation, but it's out there. No music Easter eggs this week. What else am I doing this week? Nothing too crazy. But, everyone, also, thank you to Forest Master as always. If you're still watching, you're awesome. Thanks for doing those. Those are really fun. Okay. So, as always, take care of yourself, take care of one another when you're playing games. Make sure you're having fun because that's the point. And, as always, remember, the deadliest weapon is knowledge. Bye, guys. Also, oh my god, Drew, I just got a response. They do use an IEA rogue.